Okay, let's look at I/O. Our robot's like a little PLC. It contains digital inputs and outputs. You have analog cards installed, etc. But let's view our configuration on our I/O. So I'm going to tap the ABB. We're going to bring up the main navigation window. Now we're going to go to inputs and outputs. Here we can see all of our digital inputs. For example, DI10_1 is a input. Outputs are labeled by DO for digital output, DI for digital input. Now, at the bottom, you'll see DO grip and DO vacuum. Those were pre-configured when this robot was set up. Okay, you can change those, rename them, etc. But they are actually tied in to the grippers and the vacuum suction cup on this, and they've been named as such. So it's kind of like a control logic system where you can make tags and set up names, etc. But I'm going to show you how to configure your programmable keys. These 4 keys right here to help you when you set up this robot. We can program them to fire our outputs. We can program some of the buttons to do programming like PP to main, etc. We want some shortcuts. So let's go. I'm going to hit the ABB menu again. Now I'm going to go to the control panel. And I will select programming keys. Notice the little symbols for each one of your buttons. None of them have an assignment. So let's set up key 1. Let's say I want to make key 1 activate my gripper. So I'll hit my drop down. Here I can see I can simulate input, output, or a system feature. So let's simulate an output with our button. Now we can have a maintain button. We can set it to 1, set it to 0, pretty much leave it for toggle, so every time you hit the button on our grippers it will read the state and go the opposite. So allow and auto. There is an option to allow this in auto too. I'm not going to do that. I think you have to change some permissions on your I/O for that to work anyway. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm looking for the DO grip. That's my gripper. And I'm going to select it. Okay. Now I'm going to go to key 2. I'm going to change that to an output. And I'm going to go down and select my vacuum. Now perhaps key 3, you know, whenever you're programming you always have to go PP to main. Let's go ahead and take our program pointer to main. I'm going to program that as a system. Notice the first thing they came up with that was handy was PP to main. So I'm going to leave that for PP to main. Key 4, I don't know, goes system. I believe if there's anything. Nope, that's all I see. So We'll just set that to none. We're not going to use that one. And then we'll select OK. Now, let's go back to close everything out. Here we're back to our I/O signal. If I hit the button, we'll notice the gripper closes. We can view that signal down at the bottom. You can see the value located here. There's the value. This is the live view of your I/O. You can monitor stuff. So we close the gripper. You should see that set to 1. Alright. If I want to enable the suction cup, I program that to key 2. Notice that value changed to 1. So let's release them and open the gripper. Notice the value changes to 0. So that is how you can use your programmable keys and open an I/O view to help you out while you're setting up your robot.